Please be seated. When my daughter was younger than she is now, she was, like many children and even some adults, not necessarily 100% tracking the church year. And she wasn't necessarily clued into the language that we use when we talk about it. For example, she believed that the Sunday before Easter was called Pom Pom Sunday because this was the day we all go outside and wave our pom-poms for Jesus. I helped her with that one. So one year, at this time of year, at Advent, she said to me, "Everybody keeps saying that we're waiting in Advent, but I don't know what we're waiting for." This was a great question. But being a theologian and a teacher, I turned it right back on her. I said, "I bet if you thought about it for a minute, you could figure it out." And she did. She thought for a little while, and then she said, "We're waiting for the baby Jesus?" "Yes." I said, "That's it." And then she asked another question. She said, "Aren't we always waiting for Jesus? Haven't we been waiting for Jesus for a really long time already? I'm getting a little tired of waiting for Jesus." Great question. Great comment. Haven't we been waiting for Jesus a long time already? And aren't we getting a little tired of the waiting? If you're like me and like my daughter, maybe you are. And maybe you're looking out into the world and you're looking at what's happening out there, the polarization, the increasing violence, economic disparity, whatever you see, and you might be thinking, "I don't know what we're waiting for, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be any fun." And so when I read Jesus's words from today's gospel, where he talks about the roiling of the sea and how everyone will faint with fear and foreboding for what is about to happen on the earth, I think, oh yeah, Jesus, you know what's coming. Because I'm prone to that kind of thinking. I'm prone to looking at the world and seeing the bad, and seeing the things that are happening as signs of even worse to come. Maybe you are too. If not, good for you. But maybe, just maybe, you're a little tired of the waiting and a little afraid of what we might really be waiting for. So imagine my surprise and honestly my relief when Jesus keeps talking in the gospel reading today. He doesn't leave us just in this place of waiting for whatever terrible thing is going to come. Instead, Jesus gives us another way to wait. Jesus says, "Look at the trees." You know how when you're looking at a tree and you see that the leaves are starting to sprout, you realize summer is coming. And not only that summer is coming, but that summer is definitely coming and will soon be here. And that there is nothing you can do or that anyone can do to keep summer from arriving. Well, Now, maybe that's a different way to look at the world. Jesus is suggesting that when we look at the world in this way, when we look at the world to see the signs of the coming of the kingdom of God, look to see the ways that God is breaking into our world, ways that Jesus is coming, not just as a child 2,000 years ago or on a flaming cloud some amount of time in the future, but the ways in which God is breaking into our world every day, the ways in which the promises that God has made are coming true, little by little, day by day, surely, and with no way to stop them. Well, in that case, maybe I would look at the world differently. In this Advent, I invite you to look at the world a little differently. Sure, you can do what I'm going to do, no matter what I say from the pulpit, and scroll your phone and see terrible things about to happen. But if even sometimes you can look at the world and see a sign, something like the leaves coming from a tree in the spring, and say to yourself, this is a sign not of impending doom. This is a sign of God's constant inbreaking love. An invitation to joy in the world, an opportunity to give thanks for what is about to happen. Well, that might be a very different Advent indeed. That might be the kind of Advent worth waiting for. That might be the kind of inbreaking of Jesus, the constant rebirth of God into our world that would be worth not just waiting to see, but actively seeking to look out for. So my invitation to all of us, to each of us, this Advent, is just that. To look at the world for signs of life, signs of God's fulfilling of God's promises, signs that the world is coming in growth and love and joy and peace. For the signs are out there. The signs are out there for us to see. And when you see them, don't just keep it to yourself. Share those signs that you see with those around you, those whom you love, and also those whom you know and just suspect might really need to see them too. Share those signs of the coming of God's kingdom. For God's kingdom is coming, has come, and will come every single day, whether we see it or not. So why not watch and wait and rejoice when we do?